everybody, Tom Barnes, Chicago scene in the West Loop, right off of Restaurant Row. And when you think of West Loop, you do think restaurant, dining, entertainment, but you don't think about cloud-based manufacturing. It's a thing. It's Chicago, born and raised right here in the West Loop. In fact, it's just down the street there, Fast Radius. I'm going to talk to the owner and founder, Lou, and then also a gentleman from Rawlings, and how they have revolutionize the baseball industry based on what they use inside baseball gloves. That is the Chicago scene now, so let's go inside. All right, so I'm inside the lobby here at Fast Radius, a Chicago company leading the way in technology. I'm here with Lou, who kind of started this whole thing. Lou, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. So Lou, what exactly is Fast Radius, and how are you guys affecting the everyday lives of people that they might not even know that they're being affected by it just yet?
Fast Radius is a software-driven manufacturing company. We help engineers, manufacturing companies bring new products to the world, embracing software and infrastructure to make component parts. We're making products today for automotive companies, aerospace, industrial products, consumer products. What we've built is called a cloud manufacturing platform.
Okay.
Think of it as a new infrastructure for designing, making, and moving physical things. It's like cloud computing, but for the physical world. In cloud computing, you have data centers. Cloud manufacturing, we have factories. Our factories that we own and operate, you're here at one of them today.
Right, and we're here in the West Loop neighborhood, right? And you have it just beyond the doors here. We got to go in there a little bit earlier. We're going to get to that in a second, how some of that technology fits in with baseball gloves, but continue on exactly what you guys do.
Yeah, so in cloud manufacturing, you have this physical infrastructure, just like in cloud computing, you have physical infrastructure and data centers. In addition, we have software to orchestrate how to design and make these products. And then on top of it, an application and services layer where we and third parties can build apps and services, products enabled by cloud manufacturing.
So you mentioned cloud manufacturing, but for most people, they might not know what that means, including myself, which is why I'm here. So why don't you get into that and how it relates even to something like the medical field?
Yeah. So cloud manufacturing is a new infrastructure for designing, making, and moving physical things. It's analogous to cloud computing. In cloud computing, you have data centers. In cloud manufacturing, we have factories. Just like in cloud computing, we have software to orchestrate our factory infrastructure, and then we have software that sits on top of that that allows us and third parties to build applications on top of this infrastructure of making industrial-grade products.
And some of those industrial grade products, or even models that you were calling it earlier, is that a piece of medical, it's a model, did you call it earlier?
The beautiful thing about cloud manufacturing is it is accessible to anyone with a browser. Just like cloud compute has democratized access to innovating in the digital space, cloud manufacturing is democratizing access so that anyone with a browser gets software tools to figure out how to design and make what they need. And then they get access to actually be able to make it in state-of-the-art manufacturing.
Right, and they make that right, this is one of the spots right here in Chicago, which I think is great because it's Chicago jobs and...
City.
Right. So like how, for people who might be wondering like, well, what is this, what does a cloud-based manufacturing place look like on the inside? If they're maybe from the old school, like bakeries, they think of like Nabisco being a huge factory on the south side years ago and being a big factory. Is it different? Is it the same? Are there similarities? How's that all work?
So cloud manufacturing is enabled by what we call microfactories. Think of these as state-of-the-art factories in a box.
Okay.
They can, the size of a basketball court, that are very elastic, and we can copy and paste these microfactories to scale. We can also locate our microfactories in different geographies. Our vision is to create a globally distributed network of microfactories so companies and individuals can make the parts where they need them around the world. We're excited to have one of our microfactories here in the heart of Chicago.
Yeah.
The World Economic Forum recognized this facility as one of the 9 most advanced factories in the world, implementing new technologies. We're excited to show you what we do here.
Yeah, it's great too because in Chicago here, we led the way years ago with the way, we were the transportation hub of the world and all the factories that popped up alongside. So it's good to see that Chicago's still leading the way in that, a new generation of how we manufacture things.
Yeah, there is such a rich history of innovation and industry here in Chicago, and we're excited to be carrying that forward. And it's really at the intersection of software and manufacturing coming together that is ushering this new era of innovation in the physical world.
And speaking of that innovation, a new era in the world, baseball and how you guys affect baseball, specifically the gloves that the players wear. That's where we're going to get into next with Ryan, I believe, right?
One of our customers we're very excited to be partnering with is Rawlings. They came to us wanting to reimagine components that make up a baseball glove. And Ryan will tell you a bit about the story, but it is powered by our cloud manufacturing platform, and we have given them access to tools of design and the ability to manufacture in a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility we have here.
For people who want more information about what you guys do, what's the website they should go to and to read about it? Maybe even perhaps want to work here because they see this video and like, that's a place I want to work at.
Fastradius.com is a place to learn about us.
All right, Lou, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and we're going to talk to Ryan here in a second.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So that's the end result right there of how Fast Radius works with baseball gloves. I'm here with Ryan from Rawlings. And Ryan, how are you? And how does this work? How does the one company go to something that is completely the opposite of what baseball's done before?
Yeah, so very happy to be here. Obviously, we're here at Fast Radius today, and they manufacture the inserts that go inside the glove. So the Rev 1X.
Go ahead.
Rev 1X is a revolutionary glove design that's basically changed the way that gloves function and the way they're manufactured.
Okay, so explain how that is, how it has changed for sure. Like, show me like what the old way versus the new way. How about that?
Yeah, so the old way was constructed of three different materials: a felt and a wool and a plastic insert, versus the Fast Radius lattice part. And the great thing about this from a performance standpoint is the players really wanted a stiff thumb and pinky. So the performance of this product stays consistent for a longer period of time, so you know that your performance...
So it doesn't wear out.
Right, so your performance is going to be the same day in and day out. And we still have a leather pocket and a leather web and the traditional padding in the fingers, so you're still getting that nice deep pocket. So when the ball carries through, it's still touching like a traditional ball glove with the added performance of the thumb and the pinky from Fast Radius inserts.
So, and the glove that you're holding right there, is that an infielder glove, outfielder glove?
So this is actually the FL12, which is the Francisco Lindor model. This is an 11 3/4. Obviously the optic green inspired by his style and fashion, and then his palm stamp as well.
And other players, including some on the White Sox, also use them. Do you have any the players off the top of your head that use that? No?
We made 3 for some White Sox players, Dallas Keuchel, Liam Hendricks, and then Mike Kopech as well. So
all pitchers.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're excited. So we're really excited for this year's spring training. Obviously last year's spring training was kind of a wash. So 2022 spring training will kind of be our coming out party with the Rev 1X at Major League Baseball.
And for people who might want, to look at different models and all that stuff, is there a certain section on the Rawlings site to be able to look for that? How's that work?
All kinds of information out there. Fast Radius has done some informational videos. We've done some at Rawlings, Rawlings.com. There's a big Rev 1X section. And then we also have our YouTube channel, Rawlings 1887. There's a bunch of videos on that as well.
And for people who are traditionalists, right? There's always especially with baseball, when they say, I don't know, that's not like a traditional glove, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you say to that? Like, do you notice a difference? Have you used something like that? I'm guessing you have, just playing around. But like, do you notice a difference in it all?
So what's interesting is you're inside a traditional sport as a baseball, and then an even more traditional product as in a glove or a wood bat. Sure. So when we were doing this, we knew we had to work with professional players to make sure that the glove was performing the way it needed to. So professional athletes are very hesitant to change their gloves because that's how they make a living. Sure. So working with athletes, like the White Sox and Francisco Lindor and other players to really make sure this glove back, and that's why you've got this leather palm and all the other pieces of a traditional glove. So when you put your hand in the glove, you're still touching leather, your finger backs are still leather. So there's things we knew we could change that would still be acceptable while increasing the performance is really what's driving the acceptance of this product.
And all more information is that on the Rawlings website?
Absolutely.
Okay, and what's the website? Sorry, I forgot to
So it's Rawlings.com, and then there's the YouTube channel 1887, and then Fast Radius also has some very more technical videos on their website.
And some of the examples, I'm just going to squeak behind you because this is the material used for the gloves, right? And this is the traditional stuff, and this is what's replaced it. And here are some other examples as well, right?
That's correct.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the time and chatting with. Perfect for, yeah, especially in the middle of the beginning, or I should say the beginning of winter season. But there are the holidays coming, so every kid is going to want one for sure.
That's right.
All right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. That's the Chicago scene here at Fast Radius in the West Loop, TBARNES at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene, that's tbarnes at WGNTV.com. Thanks. Got one more in you?